Have you ever watched the cartoon Tom and Jerry? If you have, then you have probably recognized something odd. Tom always never really hurts Jerry, even when he catches him. Now, you would think a cat chasing a mouse would end with a clear result. Cat wins, mouse loses. But that's not how it works in this cartoon. Ever wondered why? It's because Tom is using one surprisingly clever technique: dependency creation. Dependency creation is a psychological tactic used to make others believe they cannot succeed, feel safe, or even function properly without your presence or help. Now, I know what you are thinking. How the hell can a cartoon cat be manipulating anyone? Just hear me out. Tom was brought into the house for one reason: to get rid of Jerry. But here is a twist. Tom doesn't actually want Jerry gone, because if Jerry disappears, so does Tom's purpose. No more mouse problem means no more need for a house cat. No need for a house cat means no more free milk, no more cozy home, and no more easy life. So, what does Tom do? He keeps the chase going. He fights Jerry, keeps him in check, but never finishes the job. Why? Because as long as Jerry is still around, Tom remains relevant. This dynamic isn't just a cartoon logic, it mirrors real life. If you can keep people in a constant state of mild chaos, uncertainty, or need, you will always be seen as necessary. You will always be valued. Now, have you ever looked closely at the relationship between the United States and Egypt? If you have, then you have probably noticed something strange. The United States gives Egypt billions in aid, military, economic, and diplomatic, but Egypt never really becomes independent or stable. You would think a superpower helping a regional state would eventually lead to strength, self-reliance, and clear stability. But that's not what happens. Ever wondered why? It's because America is using one powerful technique: dependency creation. Dependency creation is when you make others believe they cannot survive, grow, or feel secure without your support, approval, or presence. I know your next question might be, why would the United States want to keep Egypt dependent instead of truly helping it stand on its own? Just hear me out. The United States needs Egypt not as an equal partner, but as a controlled asset. In a volatile region, they give Egypt just enough aid to stay afloat, just enough weapons to play regional police, just enough legitimacy to look sovereign, but never enough to actually break free from the cycle of dependency. Why? Because if Egypt becomes truly strong, stable, and independent, it might no longer serve the United States' interests. It could choose its own path, maybe align more with China, Russia, or regional power like Turkey or Iran. It might challenge Israel's interests or even push back against American influence in the Red Sea, Suez Canal, and beyond. So what does the United States do instead? It maintains a delicate balance, funding Egypt's military while pressuring its economy through IMF loans, supporting the regime while criticizing its human rights record, just enough to keep it off balance, giving security guarantees while allowing just enough regional instability to keep Egypt insecure. This is not just a foreign policy, it's a strategy of relevance. As long as Egypt is stuck in controlled dysfunction, the United States stays essential. It stays the broker, the baker, the rescuer, and the dynamic. It's not limited to Egypt, but Egypt is one of the clearest examples. But here is where the story changes. After the reign of President Sisi, when Sisi became president, Egypt started breaking free. It began investing in its own defense industries, slowly reducing military dependency. It diversified its diplomatic relationships, building ties with China, Russia, and Gulf states, balancing East and West. It launched massive infrastructure projects from the new Suez Canal to new cities, asserting economic sovereignty, and above all, it recognized the trap, the cycle of aid, approval, and anxiety, and started rewriting its own narrative. It wasn't easy. It's still ongoing. But the shift began when Egypt stopped chasing foreign validation and started building internal capacity, strategic autonomy, and regional influence on its own terms. Dependency is a choice, and so is freedom. Long live Egypt, thanks to Assisi.